Hello guys, DJ Aaron here. Yes, I haven't gone live in a while, so I figured why not? Just do it for the heck of it while my battery is still good. Uh, so yeah, if you guys are looking, I have actually done a few changes to the setup. And one of the things you're going to notice is if I pan around here, I changed the main audio setup as well. Now that I have the Onkyo system hooked up, I now have this system acting as a phono preamp for this turntable. So you're probably wondering why I am using the old Sony system as a phono preamp. Well, little that anybody would probably know is that you can actually use these as preamps, and they're pretty cool. You know, if your audio system has been cutting out and not doing very well on just regular speaker inputs, you can use this as a means of using it just as a phono preamp. And then up here I just have the actual CD changer with the magazine, and it does work really well if you're just playing CDs, etc. Do I have a CD in there? No, I don't. So I was listening to a little bit of Daft Punk today, and yes, I do have Random Access Memories on vinyl, and it is a pretty good album. I would highly recommend people to pick a copy up because it sounds pretty good on vinyl. It sounds pretty decent. Hopefully soon I will be getting a new cartridge for this turntable, and when I do, I'll probably end up doing a live stream of the cartridge upgrade and change. So, you know, it's just a simple unscrew and then take the cartridge out, put a new one in, put the thumb screw back in, and you're pretty much good to go, you know, with that. So, but the small minor changes, I did add the old CD changer in there. Though the changer part no longer works, as you can hear, it just doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't function because it just doesn't. So the only part that does work is the actual manual player part, or the single tray. So there's that. So I did some upgrades, not necessarily upgrades, but some changes. Madonna CDs, and yes, I have quite a bit of collection now of Madonna. So I got Ray of Light. I also got music. I got Madonna's I'm Breathless, and then this one that has all of the songs on it. So that is one of the things that is pretty cool. And then also, you can see right there the total number of tracks and the total time of the CD player as well. The ATL P120, I had to take the hinges off, and I'll show you guys where I put the hinges. Just one moment, gonna enable the flash. So I did take the hinges off because every time I would lift up the dust cover, it would actually bump up against the shelf. So I took these off, and I actually literally just put the dust cover on. And now when I want to use the turntable, I have to take the dust cover off. That is the only downside of having it like hitting the shelf, is you have to take the hinges off. So it's also one of the reasons why I did that. And yeah, let's see here. I am going to let's see here. Going to actually change the camera position around. Just tap the camera position. And I'm gonna just take the dust cover off of the actual turntable here. And yes, I'm wearing a blue Nike shirt. So, taking the dust cover off. And there's the dust cover for the ATLP 120. You could pretty much put the hinges back on if you want to. I leave them off because, again, with the actual there we go. Switch camera. No. Okay, with the actual dust cover off now, you can see that I can now have full use of the turntable, and you know, everything is hunky-dory. So I've done a few things with this ATLP 120. One of the reasons is I was tracking the cartridge at 2 grams. One thing I've noticed is, yeah, I do want the flash. The one thing I noticed is when you track it at 1.5 grams, which you can track it at that, is you can actually get better sound quality out of it. The anti-skate doesn't work on this thing because it's a weak spring, but that doesn't keep me from using it. My Stanton didn't have anti-skate, so why should I worry about this one? So I had to like bring it down to the lightest tracking. It does sound pretty good still, and then, you know, pretty much just bring it down to the lighter tracking, and then reset the count. I had to reset everything, turned the anti-skate all the way up, because without it you'd probably get a lot of intergroove distortion. So since I turned the anti-skate all the way up on this thing, I don't get much intergroove distortion at all, and it actually sounds pretty cool, pretty decent in a way. So turn off the flash before it starts killing my battery, and it makes me lose like crappy Wi-Fi. So anyways, I'm going to put a record on, and I'm going to show you what else I've actually done. Now, some people actually say that the Q lifter does not work very well on these types of turntables. It is true to a point, but I'm going to demonstrate a way that you guys can actually get past this and get by this. What you need to do is leave the Q lifter up when you're not using it. This way, when you do go ahead and use the turntable, and I will demonstrate this, you still have dampening. So I'm going to get down to crouch down to level here. So there we go. And if the video quality does take a dump, guys, don't worry, because I have pretty crappy internet connection anyways. But I will show you guys exactly why you need to leave the Q lifter up, even if your turntable is a year old or 2 years old. I'm just going to demonstrate why. All right, so there is a little bit of grease in the cue lifter. Okay, so that grease over time settles down to the bottom. Now what you can do is you can actually keep the cue lifter up, and that will actually move the grease around a little bit, giving you a little bit of dampening. So what people do not realize is the fact that by not doing this is your cue lifting is going to be exactly fast. So I'm going to demonstrate this, and you're going to see how slow it is. Hopefully I got it lined up on the record, and hopefully I don't have it turned up. So right now it is dropping really slow. And this is exactly why you want to have the cue lifter in the up position, because it's moving that grease and it's also exercising it a little bit. So you do want that even in the end position. So I'm going to move it to the end position, not too far because I don't want it skidding to the label. So we're going to bring that back a little bit. We're going to drop that. It drops a little faster there, but not too bad. And yes, this is a red record. It is a Dave Pratt and the Sex Machine Band record. This is a pretty good album, I would have to say. So I'm going to move it a little bit forward. Not too far, because I don't want, again, I don't want it to skate across the record, and because like I said, the anti-skate is pretty poor on this thing, and you know, you gotta kind of be careful. You gotta kind of watch it a little bit. Okay, so the record should end here. All right, so yep, it ended. So that's the reason why I didn't want it to skate or skid, because when it hits the dead wax, it will skate. So there we go. Alright, so that's what I did there. Leaving that in the up position will actually give you a smooth dampening. So yeah, it's pretty much what I am saying there, because I've seen a lot of people just leave it in the down position, and when they get to a certain point, they're like, oh, why is this thing dropping so fast? Well, this ain't pretty much a Technics 1200, so it's not meant to be a Technics 1200. The parts aren't going to stay the same year in and year out, so you got to kind of exercise it a little bit, make sure it's in good working order, and it stays in functioning order. So there's that. Also, what I also did, and I'll see the quality is getting a little crappy. What I also did, I incorporated the microphone system back into the setup. I am now using an XLR cable. That is going over to the mixer, so I have pretty much full access of the mixer. And then again, nothing has changed with the mixer, just changed a few inputs around, and you know, still running a lot of stuff. This mixer has lasted me quite a while already. It is, if you want a good entry level sort of mixer from Behringer, look into this type of mixer. It has, I believe, 10 inputs, and I believe it has, well, 7 faders with the actual master fader. But it is a good mixer. I haven't had any issues with it. I've never had it break down or anything like that. All the inputs work. All the faders work. EQ works, which I never, hardly ever use EQ for my audio anyways. Now, if it's a microphone, however, I will use equalization. But that is pretty much very rare if I do that. Right up there is my condenser mic, which I will use periodically every once in a while for voiceovers and or making pre-shows, because that is pretty cool. And then we have the lava lamp, and sorry about that, the video jittered there. I'm going to turn off the flash because what I'm going to show you guys pretty much the lava lamp. So I'm going to go under here and turn on the lava lamp. And there it is. It's turned on, and there we go. Now, I'm not gonna like wait here all night and wait for it to warm up, obviously, but it does actually work. It's gonna be in the process of warming up, so you can look at it there. So this is what it looks like before it warms up. So if you're wondering what a lava lamp looks like before it warms up, that's exactly what it looks like. So in a way, it's kind of cool. And then over here with the can of chips, we have the main computer, which is my custom build. Still running Windows 10, by the way, and it's working really good. And then right around here, right back there, is the MacBook Pro, which I'm not using it right now. Some people probably say, oh, why don't you use the MacBook Pro? Well, I don't want to use it all the time, but sometimes I do. And then right here's my Yeti mic that I use for shows. And yes, I did make a homemade windscreen for that, or should I say pop filter. Rubber banded on there. Yes, this is a rubber band. My Samsung microphone stand, still going strong, still holding in there. Pretty good mic stand. I would highly recommend anyone to get a mic stand, because it will save them a lot of trouble. Let's see here. Going back around here to the computer, and we have Discord and we have Windows 10. So I've been running Windows 10 for the past couple of years, for the past 3 years actually. And I love it. I like it. I do enjoy it. Pretty good operating system. I use it to stream mainly, but I've been using this as a daily driver. So, you know, since I do pretty much everything on this machine, and I don't do anything else. What I also did with this machine is I've actually put it into a sort of performance mode. So now when I drag the windows, you see kind of a boxed out border. So this will help me verify where I want to move it, and then it actually moves it. So I don't actually have everything turned on, and this actually helps with you know, performance acceleration of windows in such a way. It's kind of like doing things in classic mode. You know, the old classic mode in Windows 7, Windows XP, and so on. Windows 10 is different. So Windows 10's classic mode is basically this. So, you know, I kind of wish that they still had classic mode in Windows, but unfortunately they don't anymore. So that's kind of a sad thing. This is OBS. This is what I use for my live streaming, and I use it quite a bit for live streaming. It works on any video streaming website, from iVlog to Vaughn Live to Twitch. You know, any site that supports OBS, and I've been using it on ULive as well. So yeah, it's a pretty versatile software when you think about it. And I use it to stream, and I also use it to do should I say screen capture video. There we go. This is my bit of recording software. I use Audacity for archiving shows. So if you want to know why I archive shows, is because, you know, so I can get ready to upload them later if I feel the need to do so. I can either upload them to Mixcloud or a site called podcast.com, which I'm figuring out other ways to actually get the shows out to you guys. I've thought about Google Drive as well, and all that. Alright, so my battery is getting low already. Go figure. I'll just use it until it gets done. So anyways, the DJ software that I use, some people would probably would want to know what type of DJ software I use. I kind of go back and forth between two different softwares. I go between Virtual DJ and Cross DJ Free. Lately I've been settling on Cross DJ Free because it does actually play M4A audio, which is AAC, Apple Audio Codec. I've pretty much found it as a standard for my shows to use AAC instead of MP3 a lot of times, because the older virtual DJ software that I use, and I will bring up also, the older virtual DJ software I use does do AAC to a point, but some of the songs turn out as staticky and or don't have any audio at all. So I've been kind of going back and forth from this to this, and then I finally settled on, well, this software. So okay guys, since the battery is about ready to die, I'm gonna kill this live stream here, but it kind of gives you guys a little rough idea of what I do show wise and whatnot. So like I said, I'm gonna kill it here. Peace out, practice and enjoy, and we'll see you guys probably in the next live stream when I like recharge the phone all the way. So see you guys in the next one.